the world is supposedly cool to avoid God and live how you want. It's not cool to talk about him either. Well, I'ma make it cool again. Dedicated to Jesus Rockwell. Yeah. I can't imagine your pain. Practically everybody you made has turned their back on you and sent their souls close to the flames. Cats ignore your water cause they think their logic is smarter, but I guess they don't know that thine own understanding leads in that situation's mishandled. But I gotta let them know that you're the one who made me able to leave beats mangled. I'm not turning my back even if the rest of the world decides to. Mugs even have the nerve to despise you. No respect, with one thought you could drive the blood from the ventricle chest. No disrespect, but I wonder why you let them run rampant. But I realize you allow that to test your same status. The conditions of the game leave me maddened. But I remember you said the better gonna be better, and there's no you trying to change what you can't. But there's one thing I can change, the people affected in their mind frame. And the C on your name I always capitalize that. Got to, man. You gotta thank Jesus. If you don't, you're one step closer to being a heathen. You gotta thank Jesus. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You got to. You gotta thank Jesus. If you don't, you're one step closer to being a heathen. You gotta thank Jesus. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You got to. Then idiots like Kanye West, Remy Ma, and Jada kiss my kid image. I saw the magazine and wanted to spit on it. That's what I call blasphemy, pretending to be the king when they're not worthy to wash your feet. I get offended for you when you sit silent, patient. They killed you so something as small as haters I can take them. At the same time, face to face I wanna be so I can break them. But a foolish action leads to detrimental results. So instead of arguing I push on back on my gritty, blessed with the ability to tell it like it is. And what was given me was a voice that touches to the bone. I pray that each song is a step closer to your grand throne. Band-aid on an open wound can't fix it, but reading your word causes mass healing. Forget half spilling, I pray till my knees calloused in. When I perform, fights won't break out cause the audience will call on him. Yeah, you gotta thank Jesus. If you don't, you're one step closer to being a heathen. You gotta thank Jesus. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You got to. You gotta thank Jesus. If you don't, you're one step closer to being a heathen. You gotta thank Jesus. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You got to. So the last verse has to be better than the first, but when applied to the Bible, that phrase doesn't work. Cause every word you say is perfect. All the situations in life we go through, you thought of and you cradled every soul to grow up from that time they were brought up. But life's distractions make those drift off from the miracles you can make happen. This song is not a song but rather an apology letter. I can't say my faith has been unfettered. I would regulate it based on the blessings bestowed on me, and slowly I would blow these chicks' backs out. And what was me is what I was screaming when things went wrong, till I realized obedience is what you reward and ignore rebelliousness. So I broke my belt up quick, ran to my rhyme book, so now I spit bricks. Addicted to the good, this I spit words laced with love, and I want my fans to be addicted to that instead of crack. Yeah, it's like that. You gotta thank Jesus. If you don't, you're one step closer to being a heathen. One step away. You gotta thank Jesus. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You got to. You gotta thank Jesus. If you don't, you're one step closer to being a heathen. One step away. You gotta thank Jesus. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You gotta thank him. You got to.